There's a 2-week ceasefire in place. I guess congratulations are in order, but not to the United States, to Iran. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I want to give a huge shout out to my old faithfuls. Thank you so much for all of your support. And I want to give a huge shout out to my newbies. Welcome to the channel. And if you've come across this video are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I'd be happy to have you. Donald Trump and Iran came to a 2-week ceasefire agreement just before the deadline last night. And of course, the internet is calling Donald Trump taco this morning. Trump always chickens out. And the reason why I'm saying that congratulations are in order to Iran is because basically Donald Trump agreed to everything that Iran wanted. Here's what Donald Trump put out there on Truth Social last night. A big day for world peace. Iran wants it to happen. They've had enough. Likewise, so has everyone else. The United States of America will be helping with the traffic buildup in the Strait of Hormuz. There will be lots of positive action. Big money will be made. Iran can start the reconstruction process. We'll be loading up with supplies of all kind and just hanging around in order to make sure that everything goes well. I feel confident that it will, just like we are experiencing in the U.S. This could be the golden age of the Middle East. Remember what I told y'all about that golden age / golden era reference. Go back in my videos so you can get educated on what that shit means. But just know, the golden age, the golden era, it's not meant for black people and people of color. It's meant for white people, white supremacists, evangelicals. I even put together an article over on Substack breaking down the golden era, the golden age, and the racism that's behind that statement. I'll link it down in the description box. Anywho, I came across some viral tweets from the Kobesi letter early this morning. I don't know who they are. Everybody was sharing their tweets. So this is what the Kobesi letter says. Iran has accepted the 2-week ceasefire proposal, and it has been approved by the country's new supreme leader. I'm not even going to try, but they got this information from the New York Times. And then came this post from the Kobesi letter, breaking: the 2-week ceasefire plan between the Iran and the U.S. allows Iran and Oman to charge fees on ships transiting through the Strait of Hormuz, per CNN. A regional official said this money would be used for the reconstruction of Iran. Iran has been recently charging $2 million for a one-way voyage through the Strait of Hormuz. So that means every time a vessel has to go through the Hormuz one way, so if you got to go in and then come out, going in, it's $2 million, and then coming out, it's $2 million. And Donald Trump is in agreement with this as part of their deal, because remember, Iran was saying that the United States needs to pay them reparations. So Iran's going to get their reparations that way. Here's the 10-point plan, the ceasefire deal that Donald Trump has agreed to. And this is Iran's request, okay? And Iran, these are the same demands that Iran has been saying and put it out there for I don't know how long now. All the time that Donald Trump was saying that he was negotiating with Iran, Iran was like, we are not negotiating with you, sir. Here's what we want. Either you agree to it or you don't. We will continue to go boom, boom on each other. So number 1, commitment to non-aggression. Number 2, Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz. Now, before this war, Iran had no control over the Strait of Hormuz. Because of Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu, now Iran will control the Strait of Hormuz. And to go back and forth, each way you go, it's $2 million. Number 3, acceptance of Iran's uranium enrichment. 4, lifting of all primary sanctions. I believe Donald Trump had already started lifting sanctions on Iran some weeks ago. 5, lifting of all secondary sanctions. 6, termination of all UN Security Council resolutions. 7, termination of all Board of Governors resolutions. 8, paying compensation to Iran. That's those reparations. 9, withdrawal of U.S. combat forces from the region. So Donald Trump has agreed to all whatever military personnel we have over there in the Middle East. Donald Trump has agreed to remove all of these military personnel now, including military bases. 10, cessation of war on all fronts, including in Lebanon. Because, while the United States has been going back and forth with Iran, boom, booing, Israel has been going back and forth, boom, booing Lebanon. And so this is the terms. And these terms have been put out there for the past, how long they've been boo-booing each other, y'all. Iran has not budged. This is what we want. That's it. There is no negotiation. And last night, Donald Trump is talking about, we've come to an agreement, as if the United States has done anything spectacular for this and it's just a ceasefire for 2 weeks. Okay? It's just to see who knows what's going to happen after the 2 weeks. We don't even know if the ceasefire is going to stand. Right? Because a lot of the Middle Eastern countries, they ain't feeling this agreement. They ain't feeling this agreement that Donald Trump has agreed to. Yeah. So we're going to see how this goes. But Donald Trump chickened out. I don't care how Fox is going to try to spin it. I don't care how Donald Trump and his administration and drunk-ass Pete Hegseth, I don't care how they are going to spin it. For those of us who've been watching what's been going on, that list is the same list that Iran has been saying they wanted for the past few weeks now. And they just were not budging. Period. This is what we want. There is no negotiation. This is what we want. Period. The end. And Donald Trump agreed to what it is that they wanted last night. And now he's going to spin it as if the United States came out on top. I was like, wait a minute. When I saw the list, I was like, well, did Iran always have control over the Strait of Hormuz? And so I had to, my boy, Harry Sisson, did a video late last night. And in his video, he mentioned that Iran had no control over the Strait of Hormuz before this war. Iran now has full control and is making $2 million every time a ship has to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. So, yeah, congratulations to Iran. Donald Trump, the great negotiator. So he thinks, and so does MAGA thinks. And so once I got all of that information, I was like, I want to know what it is that Lindsey Graham is saying, because we've been watching him with his little hard shaboinker for weeks, salivating and frothing at the mouth over this war in Iran. I want to know what he has to say about this ceasefire and this 10-point plan that Donald Trump agreed to. So I go over to his Twitter page, and yes, he put out a tweet. Let's read it, shall we? As I stated before, I prefer diplomacy. Say what now? Lindsey Graham, you prefer diplomacy? This you?
Change is coming to Iran. It'll be the biggest change in the history of the Mideast to get rid of this Nazi regime. Hit Iran. They have oil fields out in the open. They have the Revolutionary Guard headquarters you can see from space. Blow it off the map. There's an opportunity to hit the Iran nuclear program in a fashion I haven't seen in decades, and I think it would be in the world's interest for us to decimate the Iranian nuclear threat while we can. Be all in, President Trump, in helping Israel eliminate the nuclear threat. If we need to provide bombs to Israel, provide bombs. If we need to fly planes with Israel, do joint operations. So pray for our troops in harm's way. There are risks associated with any operation. They join the military to keep their country safe and to make the world a better place. And taking on the Ayatollah does both. If I were you, Mr. President, I would kill the leadership that are killing the people. And to the Ayatollahs, you need to understand, if you keep killing your people who are demanding a better life, Donald J. Trump is going to kill.
What kind of diplomacy is that? Was he calling for diplomacy in any of those video clips? Let's read the rest of his statement. As I stated before, I prefer diplomacy. Lies if it leads to the right outcome regarding the Iranian terrorist regime. I appreciate the hard work of all involved in trying to find a diplomatic solution. At this early stage, I am extremely cautious regarding what is fact versus fiction or misrepresentation. That's why a congressional review process like the one the Senate followed to test the Obama-Iranian deal is a sound way forward. Wait a minute. Now, Lindsey Graham wants Congress to get involved? Congress was supposed to be involved before the war started. Yeah, that's why they say this is an illegal war, because you have to have congressional approval to go to war. And Donald Trump did not obtain congressional approval, nor did you demand Donald Trump follow the proper protocol to get congressional approval for this war. You were down with it. Now you want Congress involved? Lindsey Graham? Y'all, Lindsey Graham is so full of shit, but let's move on with the statement. That's why a congressional review process like the one the Senate followed to test the Obama-Iranian deal is a sound way forward. Fair and challenging questions with a full opportunity to explain and a healthy dose of sunlight is generally the right formula to understand any matter. Simply put, kick the tires. Lindsey Graham is so full of shit. He had nothing to say about Donald Trump and this illegal war and the fact that he did not get congressional approval. In fact, he cheerleaded and egged Donald Trump on. We just saw all of that in that video clip. Now he wants to kick the tires. Lindsey Graham is so full of shit. I pray y'all that we find out what it is that they have on Lindsey Graham. I pray that that information gets to the public so we all can see what it is that Lindsey Graham has done. Anywho, I want to give a great big thank you to these individuals that made a donation to me over on the Cash App. Miss Sharita P., thank you so much for your donation. Miss Jenna K., thank you. Kelly W., thank you. Julie H., thank you so much for your donation. Gwen B., thank you. Shell C., thank you. Tracy P., thank you. And Faithful Feet. Thank you so much, ladies, for the donations on my Cash App. I really, really, really do appreciate you all. That's all I got for this video. I'll see y'all in the next one.